Hi everybody, I'm Jack with Varsity Music, and today I'm going to walk you through a quick demonstration of what our illuminant workshop is and how to use it. So just for a little background, our illuminant workshop is the back end for how you can produce a light show for our illuminant light units. So there's a couple different ways we can go about this, and I'll discuss it in a brief introduction in this video. But we want to acknowledge that going forward, we are willing and very able to help support the development of any of these shows. So if you have a specific need or a specific show that you want our help to build, please reach out to us. We have an email, info@varsity-music.com, or reach out to anybody in particular. So setting up a show is very easy in the Illuminate workshop. There's a couple settings you can do to change the visualization of the field that you're on. And then the first thing you're going to want to do is add a set. So to do so, you just hit add and then select a number. These sets are the actual cues that will respond to your button press as the director. So keep that in mind as you're building a show. If you want everything in set 1 to be based off of one cue, then just program it all within one set. If you want to be able to press the button 5 times, then you're going to need 5 sets for those different 5 effects. Within each set, you can do as many effects as you want. They're just all based on time domain. So if you want more control than that, then I would recommend doing multiple sets so you can control where those hit. Okay, so jumping into the first set. Once you click on a set, you'll see that you have marchers, or you actually have to add these. But to do so, you just hit add marcher. So you can type in A for alto, T trumpet, whatever your notation is, and then their number within the group. This is really important, and I recommend that you use the same exact identification as you would on your drill, so that the student, when they're actually choosing what dot they are for the lights, they don't have 2 different numbers and get confused. Once you have your marching information set up, you can drag and move these to wherever you want on the field, so you can make the actual visual set, or you can actually do like a parade block or whatever you would like. One thing to note is we're actively trying to get some import function. So when you build a show through Piware or other tools, or even if you just have 3D scanned files or some PDFs of your drill, we should be able to take that this fall and import it. So there's no dragging, no moving, and no importing of marchers manually. Okay, so getting into the fun stuff. To add effects, you're going to just hit add, and you'll see that there are 4 options here. The first is just a tone color. So what this does is during the time interval that you select here, so at the start of set 1 for 2 seconds, the microphone on the light unit is actually going to be live, and it's going to display whatever colors you pick down here. So the same 12 tone sequence here. So if you want it to be live and respond to the actual player, this is the effect that you want to choose. If you want just a solid color, simply just choose solid, when you want it to start, how long you want it to last, and then also finally whatever RGB value, which we have the full scale available to use for that dot. Our third effect is the strobe. So we have full control over this as well. Duty cycle, which is just how much of the time do you want the light to be on during each flash, and then frequency, which is just how many times per second do you want it to flash, are also fully controllable. It's right now, actually, it's going to be strobing between one color and then off. So it's basically just going to be an off-on strobe. You can actually do parallel or opposing ones, so you can have a half duty cycle on red and yellow and just oppose them by 1/4 of a second, and you would actually have a flash between those 2 colors. But right now, you would have to do that with 2 effects. Finally, we have the wipe function. This is probably my favorite one, as it's a really cool effect to see on the field. If you have any wind you want to visualize or waves, there's a lot of things that you could visualize with wipes. So once again, you choose the time it starts and how long you want it to last. And then you can actually change the angle that it's going to wipe the field. So 0 will just be straight across the field. You might have a chance that you want to do a front to back wipe or any of the directions that might be favorable. And once again, just hit OK, and there's your effect. When you click on it once, left click, you'll see this box. This is your selection box. So it's going to display the effect within this box and this box only. So if I hit play, you'll see that it's doing a wipe at 0 seconds, lasting 2 seconds from left to right, and just within this box. Let's go ahead and add one more effect. Let's go ahead and have this start at 2 seconds, and let's have it last 4 seconds. Let's do something like cardinal and gold. So here we'll have this top selection turn yellow the second that the wipe finishes. So once again, you can just hit play to actually visualize what's going to happen. So there you go. It's just going to be red, wipe, and then yellow. So when you're working on these files, I highly recommend that you hit save as, and then save this to your desktop or wherever works. Our file name is Illuminant Workshop Projects, or IWPRG, and can be reopened. I highly recommend that if you're gonna reprogram a show, that you save the dot information. So like for a parade block, save a copy, and then go back, and instead of changing all the marching information, just change the effect information. It'll save you a lot of time. When you're ready to export, go ahead, do File, Export. You're gonna select what your author is, or I guess, so I'm Jack with Varsity Music. You hit OK, and what it's gonna do is it's actually gonna simulate live the lights so that it's programmed to the correct dots at the right time intervals. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to reach out for any help, questions, or just feedback in general.